let them wait. Shit up there like a Saturday. Listen to me how I beat the speed up like a battle.
Yo, guys, what up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of KO Sports Talk.
What up, Bears fans? Let's go.
Yeah, man. Today's video, man, we're gonna be talking about whole bunch of stuff. What's his name? Myles Garrett requesting a trade from the Cleveland Browns.
Surprised it took that long, bro, for that to happen. I would have thought he'd have did that a couple of years ago.
Yeah, Chicago Bears hiring Eric Bieniemy. I mean, the list just goes on, bro.
Yes, sir.
You know, Ben Johnson, like I said, Ben Johnson assembling the staff. And yeah, a whole bunch of stuff is going on. And then we can even also talk a little bit about the NBA landscape. I'm pretty sure you guys already heard Luka Doncic being traded to the Los Angeles Lakers in a stunning trade of events, man. Crazy stuff going on around the sports world. Mm-hmm. But yeah, let's dive into Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears. Today they just hired Dan Richard. I really love this hire, Dan Richard, offensive line coach.
Yes, sir.
For
from the Saints, right?
Yeah, he was an offensive line coach for the Saints, and I think he was offensive line coach. I'm not mistaken for the Notre Dame.
For the Fighting Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, man, I'm a little bit under the weather. My throat.
That's okay. That's okay. It's all right.
But yeah, they just hired.
Prayers up for Kofi, y'all.
Yeah, please. So yeah, they just hired him. I think this is a great hire for the team.
Yes, sir.
And like you saying, you know, Chuck, this is like Ben Johnson is assembling a great coaching staff. You know, we got Dennis Allen, we got Antoine Randall, Al Harris, all these guys. That's really going to help in the development of like these players.
Yes,
not
sir.
only that, especially shoring up that interior offensive line. You know, we got 3 players from that starting staff that's going to be free agents. You have Matt Pryor, you got Coleman Shelton, and then you also got Tevin Jenkins, who's going to be a free agent. And so there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing. But Chuck, I just want to get your thoughts on Ben Johnson's, the coaching staff for Ben Johnson.
Welcome out there, KO Sports Talk Line. I am Chuck Full Damage One. I am the biggest Bears fan that you know, and welcome to another episode of KO Sports Talk Cove. This is an outstanding hire by one Ryan Poles to bring a guy in with the pedigree offensively that a Ben Johnson has, and then to turn him loose, so to speak, to put this coaching staff together. This man is assembling an incredible coaching staff. This is a who's who of coaches that the Chicago Bears now have, with Dennis Allen at the helm on defense, Al Harris as the defensive backs coach. You got Eric Bieniemy, running backs coach. And this list goes on and on and on and on and on. I don't even know where to start or where to stop. This guy is bringing in all of the heavy hitters into Chicago to help him accomplish his first ever head coaching job. And hopefully, if he's good at what he do, hopefully this will be the last head coaching job he ever has.
For a while, yeah.
We'll talk, because I love what they're doing here. And if this is a hallmark of things to come, if this is like a sign of things to come, sky's the limit for where these Bears are going to go once they get this offensive line together, bro. If assembling this type of coaching staff is going to be symbolic of what kind of assembling they're going to do to the team, this team is going to be outstanding, bro. It's going to be outstanding. But don't want to put the horse before the wagon, people. I'm just saying this is starting off in spectacular fashion. I love everybody that this guy brought in, you know, except for the couple of young guys I don't know much about, like, you know, Declan Doyle and Press Taylor. But at this point, I'm starting to feel like I can trust Ben Johnson just a little bit in his decision making. I'm starting to feel like I can trust him just a little bit. What's up, Joel? I see you out there. Let's shout out to the new O-line coach, Dan Rashard. Bro, this guy is bringing in some heavies who know what they're doing, bro. They have been there. They have done that. These guys know how to coach a ball. And I love it, top to bottom. I mean, I'm not going to tell you no lie. It's not too many places where I can see any red flags with this coaching staff. And to have Antoine Randall L as your assistant coach, a guy who played every viable position on the offense, every position where weaponry is involved, this man did it. You know, he's ran the ball. You know, he's been the quarterback. He's played wide receiver. You know, what has Antoine Randall L not done? And to bring that knowledge as the assistant coach on this team is gonna change this franchise is taking a turn for the better.
And speaking of Dan Richard, he helped develop Terrion Armstead, who's an all-pro tackle with the New Orleans Saints, and Cesar Ruiz, all those guys, that offensive line that helped to protect Drew Brees. And so he's going to be a big part in establishing and developing our offensive line because, man, for the past couple of years, Chris Morgan has been horrible. And awful. And we had a makeshift offensive line that, you know, that they weren't playing very cohesively. And so for him for Ben Johnson to bring in Dan Rashard, I think that was a good hire.
Oh, it's an outstanding hire, bro. And the Eric the Enemy hire, I think this is going to be one of the most highly understated hires of his tenure here, Ben Johnson's tenure here. People, do you know who Eric the Enemy is? Eric the Enemy was the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs for 2 of their Super Bowl runs, people. This is the knowledge that this guy is bringing to the table. He's bringing the knowledge of winning it all to the table. Not just the knowledge of making the playoffs, not just the knowledge of a playbook and knowing how to run plays. He's bringing the knowledge of knowing what it takes to get it done. And I am thrilled for this. I'm not going to tell you no lie, Coach. I am thrilled. The reason I'm so thrilled is because what I see the Bears doing is they're making strides towards trying to build a championship team. Not just trying to win a division, not just trying to beat the Green Bay Packers or the other division foes. They are trying to win a championship.
Sustain the success, multiple championships, have sustained success.
Absolutely. Joel said Eric the Enemy as a running back coach is very good. Absolutely. I mean, think about the knowledge that these guys bring to the table. There's not going to be anywhere, Coach, in this whole season where coaching wise, Ben Johnson is not going to be able to figure out what needs to be done. What's up, Ayo? See you out there, bro. Well, Ben Johnson not going to be able to figure out what needs to be done. And when he doesn't have the answers to what needs to be done, all he got to do is talk to his coaching staff. All these guys got answers for him, bro. Dennis Allen got answers.
Some of them have been former head coaches too. Dennis Allen. So
Dennis Allen, Al Harris, Eric the Enemy, what's his name? Antoine Randall L. The list goes on and on and on. This Richard dude for the offensive line, bro. It is coming together like gangbusters. And when he's done assembling this all-star lineup as a coaching staff, I can't wait to see what they're able to accomplish with these players and what they're able to add to this team, bro. I cannot wait to see. If the Bears players, even if we just kept them current as they are, and God forbid we do that with the offensive line, but even if we kept them just as current as they are, go. If the Bears players but listen to these guys and take the knowledge and the guidance that they're giving them and implement it in a game plan, it's gonna be tough to beat the Chicago Bears team.
Dude, look what Al Harris is doing to freaking Tariq Stevens. He already sent him to like a camp for to develop cornerbacks.
Exactly. And Al Harris, people, in case y'all don't know, Al Harris was the defensive back coach for the Dallas Cowboys, and the Dallas Cowboys, they're a ball-hawking defense in that secondary. They will hunt you down. They will intercept balls. That's what they do. That's what Deron Bland does. That's what what's his name?
Deron Bland had the most. I think underneath Al Harris, he had the most returned defensive touchdowns in NFL history under Al Harris.
That's what Trayvon Diggs does. They lock down. Their cornerbacks were locked down and they were ball hawkers. And the Bears already are very good at taking the ball away. Now you got a guy who can put them in even greater position to understand the science of how to get it done. It's beautiful, bro. It's beautiful what the Bears are doing right now. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, Ben Johnson, like I said, he's doing whatever he can, to make sure that you're surrounding a young quarterback like Caleb Williams, because you're already going into his second year, and the Bears they're trying to do whatever they can. They're trying to leave no stones unturned to make sure that this window of opportunity and this rookie contract that you have for Caleb Williams, you have to make sure you do whatever you can, exhaust all your resources in order to help this Chicago Bears team compete, for a playoff positioning. Because look at what we did, with prior quarterbacks. With Mitch Trubisky, we weren't surrounding him with the right coaching staff. Matt Nagy. It looked like a flash in the pan. 2018 looked like a flash in the pan. Him being a coach of the year. And then going into 2019, Matt Nagy completely changed his play calling and then he wanted Mitch Trubisky to be a quarterback, pretty much a pocket passer, not play Mitch Trubisky's game. And then you see how that turned out. And then you go with Justin Fields, with Matt Eberflus, and then with Luke Getsy. They weren't playing to his strengths. And so now going into this season, you have Ben Johnson who talked about, I'm not too sure if you saw his press conference.
Right.
He talked about how he was going to build a system that's built for Caleb Williams. It's not going to be the same type of system that he ran in Detroit, because that was built for Jared Goff. Now, this one, he said he's going to build a system around Caleb Williams. So
let me just say this to that, Cove, and to the point about strength and conditioning. That's perfect segue. Joel just pointed out that we just fired the head strength and conditioning coach, Jim Arthur. So we even got rid of the strength and conditioning coach. Not sure what exactly he could have been doing wrong, but you know what? When you're doing it over, you do it all over. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at that. But let me just say this, Cove. If Ben Johnson is able to accomplish with Caleb Williams what he did with Jared Goff in terms of drawing up an entire scheme, an entire playbook specifically geared to the strengths of Caleb Williams like he did Jared Goff, it's going to be time to start wondering if Ben Johnson isn't like some kind of offensive genius, bro, to be able to get that done per quarterback, bro. What I'm hearing him talking about and what he was able to do with Jared Goff, which is proof in the pudding that he can get it done. What I'm hearing him talk about, if he's able to pull this off, bro, I've never heard this before from any other offensive coordinator, bro. I've never heard of any head coaching staff tailoring every single team that they have to the particular quarterback that they have in position, to the particular players that they have in position. So this is phenomenal in its own makeup. Ben Johnson was outstanding for his 3-4 years over there in Detroit, bro. And after the first year, when they caught fire, they won like their last 9 games or 8 games or something like that. I was thinking, oh, this dude got a good looking offense.
Because they had Anthony Lynn prior to them, I think that season, right? 2022. I think when they went 0-6, they fired Anthony Lynn. And then they gave it to Ben Johnson, and then they ended up going through I think 6-game winning streak, the last 6 or 7 games. And then going into 2023, they ended up winning 12 games. They made it to NFC Championship. And then this past season, they won 15 games.
15 out of 17 games for a season is phenomenal, people. Do you hear that? And after the first year when he was there, I was thinking, oh yeah, he got a good offense, but let's see if this is a fluke. Let's see. We got to see what happens when the rest of the league catches up to him. Well, the rest of the league caught up to him, and Ben Johnson made an adjustment, and the offense got even better than it was the year before. And then you this third year rolls around, and you're thinking, okay, they're gonna slow Detroit down a little bit, and their offense got even more better. They averaged 33.2 points.
Ben Johnson got more creative.
They averaged 33.2 points a game. That led the NFL in points per game. People, you don't do that if you don't have some type of genius gene at work with what you're doing. You got to be smart, because the NFL is a copycat league, and everybody generally figures out what everybody else is good at and what they're doing and how to take it away. That happens in the NFL. It's yet to happen when Ben Johnson's offense in Detroit. So let's see if that man can bring that same kind of pedigree, that same kind of development, that same kind of witty offense, genius offense, if you will, to the Chicago Bears. Let's see what that looks like. I cannot wait to see it, bro. I cannot wait to see it. I am pumped to see what this looks like. He and Caleb Williams sitting down and having all these discussions. And I don't know if Matt Eberflus ever was able to do that with Caleb Williams.
Yeah, and Matt Eberflus, his problem was that he couldn't adapt. He couldn't make those adjustments.
He could not adapt, and nor could he articulate what he wanted done. He's a word salad king. That dude is a word salad king. If you were sitting, if
you couldn't hold anybody accountable, guys were lackadaisical.
If Caleb Williams was sitting in a room with Matt Eberflus, and Matt Eberflus was trying to give him his game plan, Caleb Williams would leave that room more confused than he went in. Real talk. Because this guy is not a communicator, and I don't know for the life of me how
freaking Hard Knocks made us believe that this was going to change. Like, oh, he was going to be a different coach.
Yeah,
a lot of Bears fans, even me, I was kind of drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit.
The best thing that the McCaskies have done so far with Ben Johnson, just get the hell out the way. I love it. Get out the way.
Yeah, and did you see the interview with his agent, Ben Johnson's agent? He talked about how the Chicago Bears were able to just convince them, like, of what they wanted. Like, they were able to, how they had that long conversation with Ben Johnson and his vision, and how George McCaskey, Ryan Poles, and Kevin Warren, they all bought into his vision. They allowed, they were able to convince Ben Johnson to just come over here, how professional they were, and just allow themselves to buy into Ben Johnson's vision. And now, like, George McCaskey, he's just staying out the way. He's just letting Ben Johnson do his job.
He's had to learn the hard way. You got to let the GM be the GM. You got to let the ball coach be the ball coach. You got to let them cook. You got to let them do what it is that they do. If you want a winning team, you got to get out the way. This is something Jerry Jones have yet to learn. So we convinced Jen Johnson with money too. His salary is 15 per year. I actually heard that it was 13, bro.
13, yeah, I heard it's 13.
Yeah, 13 per year, which is 8th in the NFL. Dan Campbell makes 11? Okay. Yeah, I mean, well, that's great. That's great. That shows you how invaluable coach offensive mind like Ben Johnson's is. In his very first head coaching job.
And he turned down a lot of jobs. He turned down a lot of head coaching jobs.
He's making $4 million more a year than the head coach that he came from under. That's telling you something now. That's very telling. That's very telling. And hopefully, these McCaskies just go get on y'all yacht, take a cruise around the world, safari through Africa, do whatever y'all got to do. Just stay the hell out the way and let
Ben be like Jerry Jones
and let Ryan Poles do their cooking, bro. Let these dudes work. I really, really do believe, as a matter of fact, I'm almost certain of it, that we are in the makings of a championship caliber team here, bro. We are definitely in the makings. And I don't care what nobody says. I don't care how people want to throw, those Bears fans under the bus. It's the same old Bears. Bears always win all season. I heard that, and all this other
champions.
Stuff. Say what you wanna. When this is done, we are going to be holding and wearing the crown. We're holding the belt and wearing the crown. And I believe that, bro.
Holding up that Lombardi trophy.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Something that Detroit was not able to accomplish. You notice we haven't heard from Don Burr in a while, bro. Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Been mighty quiet on the Don Burr home front since, the debacle that he called a playoff game. 45 points to Jaden Daniels. And now a lick of defense in sight. Yeah, we did see. We were talking about that earlier. Myles Garrett requesting a trade. That is big.
We did.
Here's the only problem with that for us, though, Joel. As fantastic as Myles Garrett is, he is not the quintessential need that we have right now. The most important need we have right now is go to the Kansas City Chiefs and get that guy Trey Smith, who's a 25-year-old offensive lineman who is Pro Bowl caliber, who the Kansas
and he just costs too much money. Like he costs too much money if we trade him.
For them. But he wants 4 years, $80 million. How about we give him 4 years, 90? Make it sweet for him. Come on to Chicago. And he's got rapport and history with Ryan Poles. Ryan Poles was the assistant general manager for the Kansas City Chiefs when they drafted him. So he knows this guy and this guy knows him. So that's more prescient to us right now. I love Myles Garrett. If we can get Myles Garrett, I'm not mad at it, but I'm telling you, that's not what we need to be looking for right now. We need to go offensive line, offensive line, offensive line, offensive line. Now, Cole, let me say this. In a perfect world, if I'm the Chicago Bears, if I'm Ryan Poles and I'm allowed to cook, which it looks like they're finally allowing him to cook, this is what I'm doing, brother. I am going and signing Trey Smith to whatever ridiculous contract I need to get him from the Kansas City Chiefs and bring him over here. I'm then going over to Philadelphia and I'm grabbing that Becton dude from their offensive line, and I'm giving him whatever money he wants, and he's coming over here. And then with the 10th pick in the draft, I'm going to LSU, and I'm taking Will Campbell as a left tackle, bro. That's what I'm doing, bro. That's what I'm doing. After
offensive line.
Yes, sir. Offensive line, because that is what our biggest need is. And, I don't know if I shared this before on the cast here, but let me share this publicly. So KL Sports Talk Land can hear this. Yeah, Caleb Williams was holding the ball too long. Yeah, he caused some of the sacks that he had last year or this year in his first rookie season. But let me tell you all something. Quality offensive lines afford the quarterback the opportunity or the time, the luxury, if you will, to hold the ball and look down the field and let them figure out what to do with the ball to make the play happen. When you got a quality offensive line in place, guess what? The quarterback can hold the ball and doesn't have to worry about getting sacked. Yeah, so Caleb held the ball too long. But shoot, he shouldn't have to let the ball go in 2.5 seconds every single snap, bro. That is just ridiculous to ask him or any quarterback in the NFL to do that. So definitely, offensive line, killed Caleb dead. And yeah, Caleb had his flaws in that. He wasn't perfect in his rookie season. Yeah, he took some sacks that he probably shouldn't have. He needs to learn to throw the ball away and all that. But you got to also remember that affording a quarterback the time to look down the field is where the good quarterbacks become great in this league. That's how your Tom Brady's became great. That's how your Peyton Manning's became great. That's how your Ben Roethlisberger.
You Drew Brees.
Right, Drew Brees. And you go down the list of them, John Elway, Troy Aikman. God, that list gets long when you really talk about that. And what awarded them that, with the ability to become great quarterbacks, was the fact that they had an offensive line in front of them that wouldn't quit, that was locking down and would run through a wall to keep them upright and keep them protected. Josh Allen has the same thing over there in Buffalo. He doesn't even have any receivers by name that we know of outside of Amari Cooper, who really didn't do nothing this year when he got over there. But outside of that, what does he got? He's got that stud offensive line and himself. That stud offensive line, James Cook and himself. Let's put James Cook in there too. But that offensive line,
a good offensive play caller in Joe Brady, but that's about it.
Right. That offensive line awarded him so much extra time to figure it out and throw it down the field. And to Josh Allen had an MVP caliber season, man. The season was unbelievable that guy had. It's unbelievable.
What'd you think of that AFC Championship game, though?
The AFC Championship game, it was interesting. I heard more people who always want to see the dynasty fall. Everybody always want to see the juggernaut.
I have a different opinion. I really don't think it was all that rigged. I think the play calling was just questionable.
The play calling was questionable, and I really thought that the NFL really tried to address the issue that everybody was having with the officials who was calling the games for Kansas City. They went and got a guy.
Now, if you want to talk about fixed game, talk about Houston and Kansas City. Now, that was fixed.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know how people think that players become great like a Patrick Mahomes and teams become dynasty-esque like the Kansas City Chiefs, and then all of a sudden they're not supposed to get any calls. They go their way. Superstars get superstar calls, people. That's in every sport. That's in every sport.
I mean, Michael Jordan, dude, like we had Michael Jordan. We all know we had Michael Jordan. He got
Michael
calls.
Jordan got superstar calls. LeBron James gets superstar calls. Who is that? Kobe Bryant got superstar calls. Shaquille O'Neal got superstar calls. People get superstar calls, people. Aaron Rodgers, when he was with Green Bay, he would get superstar calls. You know what I mean? Tom Brady gets superstar calls. Great players, great teams, they get the favorable calls sometimes. Now, that doesn't mean that a ref is cheating for them. But also, I wanted to point this out about that AFC Championship game. The NFL, to their credit, Commissioner Roger Goodell and company decided they were going to address the issue that everybody was having with thinking that the refs are cheating for the Kansas City Chiefs. And so they went and got a head official who has who the Kansas City Chiefs has a losing record against when he's officiating their games. They're like 2-6 or something. They went and got this guy, and this is a guy that Josh Allen is like 5-0 or 6-0 or something like that when he refs his games. So if you wanted something in the favor of the opposite team to bring Kansas City down, there it is. They gave you the refs to favor the Bills.
yeah, and that was a fair game. I watched that game through and through. It was a fair game. It was fair.
Absolutely, they try to make
just
up
the play calling, like the play calling.
They tried to say the Xavier Worthy catch when he and the Buffalo Bill defender was tied up. That wasn't a catch. The ball hit the ground, and I'm trying to explain.
They both caught the ball, man.
The ball can touch the ground so long as it doesn't move.
Mm-hmm.
The ball is possessed so long as it doesn't move when it touches the ground. But nobody wanted to hear that. Josh Allen, apparently, he got the first down on the 4th and 1 QB sneak, even though the two different officials.
It's hard to call.
Right. They conferred on the call, and the guy who made the actual call, he was the only one. He was the only one that had actual view of where the ball was. Why? Because Josh Allen, when he rushed to the left. He was standing to the left, so the ball was right in his view, bro. If he said it was short, gotta trust the officials. It was short. It was short. That's not going to stop Patrick Mahomes' greatness, though, people. So if y'all looking for this juggernaut to fall, you better go on and wait until my Bears get it together.
All right, now shifting to the NBA. I'm pretty sure all y'all heard about the trade that was heard around the world. One of the most shocking trades that has happened in NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
The Los Angeles Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks traded with each other. The Lakers got, I don't know the exact details, but the Los Angeles Lakers got Luka Doncic. And I'm gonna read it off right now. Don't quote me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Trade details.
Let me see if I can get it for you real quick here.
Oh, okay. So the Los Angeles Lakers have reached a deal to acquire Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks. It's part of a 3-team deal. That has Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick going to Dallas. And a stunning blockbuster trade that involves the Utah Jazz. The Lakers also received Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris in a trade. The Jazz will receive Jalen Hood Shafino, and a 2025 second round pick from the Lakers, and a 2025 second round pick from the Mavs. And I'm trying to see about the Dallas Mavericks.
The Mavericks got
Okay.
Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first round pick from the Lakers.
Yeah. So they got Davis, and they got Anthony Davis. Why is it not saying all the whatever, man?
No, I just
Y'all
read it
get the
off, bro.
deal,
I
man.
just read it off. You got Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first round pick from the Lakers.
There you go. Thank you. There you go.
Yeah. Joel says the Lakers front court is horrible. Joel, just so you know, brother, this was not a move for the Lakers to be competitive this year. This was a futures move.
Yeah, they don't got no center.
The Lakers have always been a forward-thinking organization. They've always thought ahead when it came to the moves that they were making, and what they come to realize is that they've already gotten what they can get out of this current version of the Lakers with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. There were no more championships coming from this. Plus, the Lakers understood that it's just maybe 1 or 2 more years that LeBron's got gas in the tank before he's going to be checking up out of here. So they had to make a move to get them a superstar franchise caliber player. And Luka Doncic became that player. This is the first time in NBA history that 2 top 5 players in the league have been traded for each other. It's the first time this has ever happened
in season.
But this is a win-win for both teams. This is a win-win for both teams. The Lakers get their future star replacement for when LeBron James retires. Luka Doncic is going to get the advent of working with LeBron for however long LeBron is going to be there, so he can learn what a true dedication is and what working out looks like when you're trying to get ready for championships. You're talking about a dude that comes in fat and out of shape, running to play with a guy who spends $1 million a year in the off season on his body to make sure he's in top tier condition. So that's the benefit that the Lakers that the Lakers got. Plus, Luka Doncic is otherworldly skill wise. It's lazy off the court, but let me tell you something. On the court, that dude is undeniably great. He's a walking triple double. That guy is incredible. And just took the Dallas Mavericks.
He's a walking bucket. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just took the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals last year. They were just in the finals last year. Okay, so the Lakers get that. And on the flip side of that, the Dallas Mavericks get the missing piece that they needed to shore up their low post game with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis gets the benefit of going back to the 4, which is what he was complaining about in LA. He wanted to be back at the 4 position, which is the power forward position. For those of you all that don't know, Anthony Davis is a true power forward. The Lakers had him playing center, and he's been griping about wanting to go back to playing the 4 position.
He was talking about even getting a big. He wanted to get a big.
Now he's got that. Now he's got Daniel Gafford. And for the Dallas Mavericks, let me say this too. That brings great balance to their attack now, because now you only got 1 ball handling guard instead of 2. With Luka and Kyrie Irving there together, both of them are ball dominant, ball handling guards. It's only 1 basketball, people. 2 ball dominant, ball handling guards is not a good mixture for you to try to win a championship with. Now there's greater balance to that team. Kyrie Irving can go back to being the silky smooth, phenomenal, fantastic player that he is, and he can get all those other guys involved. With AD at the 4, and then you already got Ben Lively and Daniel Gafford at the 5. You got a 2-headed monster down low. You got Klay Thompson at the 2. Bro, that team is loaded right now, bro. They ready for action, bro. And that team could potentially make a run to the NBA Finals this year, people. They could potentially make that run. So I think it's a win-win situation for both. But is it jaw-dropping? Is it shocking? Yes. Never in a million years did I see Luka Doncic, of all people, getting traded. And to the Lakers? Wow. But that just shows you the difference between the teams like the Lakers and the Chicago Bulls. While the Lakers are doing this, the Bulls are doing this crap that we did. I'm sure y'all saw
Yeah,
that
man.
too.
Like, why? I mean, why didn't we just? Speaking of the Bulls, why didn't we got our pick back, a 2025 protected first round pick
Yeah,
back.
that means we got nothing.
You ain't getting nothing.
Zach LaVine. And we took both teams. We took the San Antonio Spurs trash, and we took the Sacramento Kings trash and brought it over here to Chicago with the rest around trash. It is utterly ridiculous. And people, until further notice, I am officially off the Chicago Bulls bandwagon. I'm not going to root for a team that's not even trying to build towards winning. I can't do it, people. I can't do it. I'm giving up the
I
goal.
mean, the only thing they could do is probably tank and probably get a top 5 draft pick. You know, I mean, this is
for those of you all that don't know, and I'm pretty sure, bro, they're going after
like
Cooper
Flag
Flag
and a couple other players.
Right, I'm sure they're going after Cooper Flag. That's what all of this is for. But for those of you all that don't know, beyond the Luka Doncic trade, the Chicago Bulls were involved in a 3-team trade with the Sacramento Queens. Yeah, I said it. I'm channeling Shaq right now. The Sacramento Queens and the San Antonio Spurs. In the 3-team trade, Zach LaVine and De'Aaron Fox, who is the star point guard for the Sacramento Kings, got traded. You would have thought maybe we could have did what the Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks did and do an even swap for top players, right? Wrong.
No, we got fleeced.
Chicago Bulls. We let De'Aaron Fox go to the small market San Antonio Spurs, who always lose players because they can't pay anybody. We let them get the star-studded De'Aaron Fox, who is a clutch performer, gave Zach LaVine to the Sacramento Queens. So now he's reunited with the same guy we just lost to free agency at the beginning of the year, DeMar DeRozan. They're back together in Sacramento. And what did the Bulls get in return? We got Zach Collins. Who? Yeah.
Kevin Herter and Trey Jones.
Who? Right. We got Kevin Herter. Who? Exactly. And we got our former pick back, the 2025 first round pick. Well, we got that from the Spurs, but guess what? That's the pick we gave the Spurs to get DeMar DeRozan anyway. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Bears brass need to be fired top to bottom. And if Jerry Reinsdorf is not going to sell the team, God rest his soul. I don't mean to keep wishing.
Sell it to us, bro. We'll know what to do with it.
Lord, I don't know what I don't mean to keep wishing people dead. Lord, forgive me.
Sell it to the Bulls fan.
But he got to go. Rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. These old folks keep destroying these franchise, these teams in Chicago, bro. Got this whole town mediocre, top to bottom. Even the Ricketts, they didn't call the cheap
Chicago Settlers.
Bro, even the Ricketts didn't call the cheap gene over there in Wrigley Field. The Ricketts come in, one of the richest families in this country.
They don't want to pay Kyle Tucker.
Right now, they don't want to pay people. Man, you got to be kidding me, man. You got to be kidding me. So, yeah, so the Bulls, their fiasco. I don't want any of this, you know. And look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Great one, Joel. Put that up on the screen. Put the last comment that he put up there, bro. The one with Zach. No, one before that, bro. The one before that. He said Zach plus DeMar plus Caruso. Forgot about him. Going to OKC equals 0 first-round picks. And before everybody go jumping talking about Joel, I don't know what he's talking about. We did get the first-round pick back from San Antonio. You can't get as a gift or in a trade what you already gave out, people. And you'll never return what we had already. And we done gave away a big 3. Look at that big 3, bro. Chicago is a joke. And this is the reason why we have general managers doing stuff like this. That's horrid. That's horrid. What do we have to show? They need to fire AK. What do we have to show for any one of those players? Look at that list. Look at that. Zach, DeMar, Caruso. Now we stuck with Lonzo Ball, a dude who couldn't get on the court for 2 years. And Patrick Williams, a dude who we idiotically paid $90 million to. It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. Back to the Luka trade because the Bulls getting me upset, bro. Go back to the Luka trade. Coach, what you think about that trade, man?
I thought it was very shocking. I never expected them to trade Luka Doncic. I mean, yeah, I get it. Conditioning is very important, but I didn't think they would do that. You know.
Yeah,
but
I mean, the word was that the Dallas Mavericks brass were just tired.
And they also said that he was dealing with knee issues, if I'm not mistaken, too. He had some knee issues.
But that's separate claim from his camp, from Luka Doncic's camp. He's supposed to be coming back February 8th. This is what his camp was saying. The Dallas Mavericks doctors were not involved, so they don't know for sure. And they just felt like he was a prima donna, bro. He was a diva, bro. He just was too much to handle after a while, bro. So regardless of what his skill set is and how great he is, they decided that they were moving on from him. Nico Harris, who was the guy that was directly involved with all of this, is also the guy that trained Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and had a number of others under him. That he used to see true workout, true dedication, true commitment from players, and Luka embodies none of that. But before we get off the Luka train so quick, people, just keep this in mind. Luka's 25
and he
years
signed to
old.
the Jordan brand too, coincidentally.
Who, Luka Doncic? Interesting. Luka's 25 years old, people. He's 25. He can turn this around. All he got to do is get committed to the game. Luka's problem is he's trying to play ball overseas and here at the same time, and it's taking its toll on him. Plus, they say he drinks a beer before the game and he drinks a beer after the game, and he's trying to do it the old school, old-fashioned way, and that's just not going to work in today's NBA. These players are too physically fit. The season is too demanding and too long.
Too demanding. You're playing 82 games.
Yeah, it's too grueling for you to do that. Joel said one thing the front office does want to do is give Patrick Williams $90 million. Yeah.
That was terrible.
Why? One of the worst signings in recorded history. That was worse than us picking Brad Sellers as the number 1 overall pick when we got you youngins would say who? Exactly. Exactly. That's all I got to say. Exactly. He could do nothing but get in Michael Jordan's way out there. He said the Warriors are also a loser in the Levine trade. They keep swinging and missing on all-stars. They were trying to make a play for Jimmy Butler, and that didn't.
They're also trying to get Nico Vucevic, if I'm not mistaken.
From the Bulls? Nikola Vucevic?
They're trying to get him.
Yeah, they're giving everybody else away. Go for it. He just had a triple-double last night. Or the night before. He just had a triple-double. But go ahead. Give it all away. Y'all know what the hell y'all doing. Oh, and by the way, when you're done giving everybody away, Mr. GM, fire yourself. How about that? And
right score sell the team.
Yeah, get yourself out of town, bro. Resign. Do something. Jump off a cliff. Crash your car. I don't know. Do something. Okay, don't crash your car. Stop.
All right.
Any last thoughts team is the point.
Any last thoughts before we end this stream? Well, what is your Super Bowl prediction before we end this?
That's a great question. The last time these two teams met up, it was a 38-35 spectacular barn burner that came down to the wire. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. No doubt that they're going to, be the cardiac kids as they always are. And the Philadelphia Eagles are spectacular this year. That team is outstanding. Saquon Barkley is a problem. But until somebody shows me they can beat the Chiefs, I got to roll with the Chiefs, bro.
Me too. I'm going
41-35, bro. Kansas City.
I think it's going to be a nail-biter, like a 41-38 type of game. It's going to come down to the wire. Yeah, like the last time they faced each other.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. But Ben is in turn. I love this guy. I love that guy. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Love that guy. Love that guy.
All right, guys. I'd like to thank y'all for coming. Stay tuned for more videos. I will do a deep end break on the coaching staff this week, so stay tuned for that.
Yes, sir.
And I'm also going to be talking about more Chicago Bulls news. But
boo! Kill down with the Bulls. Down with the Bulls.
Well, all right, guys. You know how we always do it over here. Chicago up, Bear down.
Yeah.
Peace.
That's why I'm trying to make a better way. Whole new crib in a better place. Get my people out the hood, we'll see better days. Tell a fan sorry, y'all let them wait.